My goal for today is to get this head taken off and get the head down to the machine shop this weekend. Mine is starting to clank really bad.
Here's what this bike sounds like now. It's getting pretty loud. So, I don't know. I checked the valve adjustment and they were all within spec. So, I guess as the valves are starting to deteriorate, that's why I'm going to go ahead and get the head done and all that. But, I don't know. For an 03, it never made that sound before, but I've been pretty hard on it, I guess you could say. Not beating on it, but riding it pretty hard. I did change the gears, the sprockets, give it more low end, and I don't know if that had something to do with, just revving it out more. But she definitely sounds louder than she normally does, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and tear it down.
Let's get this torn down. We'll do a compression test just to see where we're at as far as compression goes. Last time I did check this, it was at 142, 140, somewhere around there. That was years ago. So let's see how much wear I've put on this bike since then. So let's get this torn down and we'll get this head to the machine shop today. Let me find some more containers. Just really need one. Those are pretty tight. We'll use some of those big ones again. They just seem to snap. All right, loosen the fenders up. just gonna get the head off today, and I'll tear down the bottom part of it. Probably tomorrow or next weekend or something. I don't know, next weekend's Mother's Day, so I don't want to bother him then, so. I do believe he's open on the weekends. He does it out of his house, so. It's not an issue getting it to him. It's the same guy that I sent that head to from that blue LT-Z, the blue and yellow LT-Z400 that I did. Alright, you need to get my drain pan. I have a skid on here. I think I probably should take it off because it's just gonna catch all the oil, but I'll leave it on for now, see what happens. This gearbox part off. Move you guys over here so you can see a little bit better. Let's go ahead and disconnect the fuel line, get this tank out of there, and I think I'm gonna leave the front plastic on. I need to just tie it up a little bit, so be it, but I shouldn't really need to take that out. All right, let's get this fuel line off there. Some vacuum lines off. I think that's it. Get some cardboard, because I'm going to set this fuel tank down. It's going to drip. I think that is it. I'll go ahead and just leave that there. And get this tank out. Maybe. I think it's full gas. All right, so let's get this plug out of here and we'll check compression. these bikes, when you do compression tests, they recommend you ground out the plug for like the head bolt or something, so you don't fry the CDI. I did just put a new spark plug in here, so let's see how she's running. She's running good. All right, compression tester is. So I did have another one, but I did buy a new one recently. I really didn't trust the other one. I just gotta figure out which threads I was using. Check the plug. Use this one. Yeah. See if we can get this screwed in there. The downfall of these cases are it kind of bends your tube there, your hose, and it doesn't make it easy to thread these in there. We will ground out this plug. We'll just do that to the head bolt there. And we'll just go with this bolt down. Let's go with this bolt on this steering stabilizer. So let's see how this compression tester works. I don't remember if I used this one or the other one last time, but let's see what kind of compression we got. So I'm gonna bump this thing back into neutral. And we'll see what we got here. You guys want to keep an eye on the gauge there. We'll see where we're at. Let's try right there. You guys can see that. All right, so I'm gonna do it with the throttle open. That way it'll give us an accurate reading. So that one says 100. I'm gonna try this other hose out of this other one, because I don't believe this is working correctly. Maybe I'll try this one. You see if this one will work better. It's more of a straight shot down. this one. I mean, it's always good to double check. I mean, if we're at 100, I've worn those rings pretty good, I'm guessing. So we may be doing some rings too. We'll see. All right, let's try this one here. I got a different reading on that one. That one is at 1. Does he 10, 20, 30, 40, 50? So that's at 120. Let's get this one crank over here. That one gave me about the same, 20. Let's try the other gauge. Sometimes you just can't trust any of these things. Let's see what this one does. About 125. So spec is 140. So might be doing some rings on this. Kind of see how that goes. But last time I did check was when I bought it shortly after when I did my cam chain, and it was at 140. So we've definitely got some wear there, I'm guessing. Yeah, we're at 125. So you can tell that the gauges, they're not all super accurate. I mean, it was off by like 5, but they should all be pretty fairly the same. So that's where we are with that. So we're gonna go ahead and just jot that down somewhere. And we will carry on. I need to get this at top dead center. I always like to have everything at top dead center when I'm taking it off. I mean, even the valve cover, it does recommend that it is at top dead center when you install it. For some odd reason. I think it's just so that you're, there's no pressure on the cam caps. So we will do that. Oh, 17. Always forget about the little one. Which size that is. So like I said, once we get in there, because I'm going to tear this whole thing down, I want to check the crank just to make sure there's no slop in the crank. And we will check the rings. If I need to own the cylinder, you know, scrape it up a little bit and then put some new rings in there, we'll go ahead and do that. But
TDC. Top dead center. I like to put a screwdriver down there just to make sure I'm all the way at the top, because some can be TDC at the bottom too. So I think that's the bottom there. What's the top? Seems like it went down a little far. Alright, so we're coming back up. My light's dying. It's flickering. Yeah, my one bar. Alright, there's TDC. And I need some more containers. I don't know where they're at. Got them all taken up with things, so we'll get this little box here. All right, so we'll get these valve cover bolts out. Get that line off there. So these two lines need to come off as well. Most of the time you can just pull them, just set them off to the side. Just on this one, it's got a really small hose clamp, so I just kind of definitely don't want to drop that in there and not know it. So I'll just kind of push it back on the hose. That way I know it's not going to fall in there. So I did have this up a few weeks ago just to check the valve clearances. They're all within spec, but something's going on in here that I don't like. I don't like the sound, so that's why we're gonna go ahead and pull this apart. And it's probably due for a valve job anyway, just being its age. But I did buy a new cam chain. I know I did do that shortly after I bought it. And we'll see how the rings are. Hopefully we don't have any major catastrophes in there. Let's go ahead and get this cross member bar off of there. So I'm going to have to take the steering stabilizer out. Made a spacer in there, I forgot. Forgot I made those.
Been such a long time. Because this wasn't fit flush. Doesn't fit flush. I mean, it could, I guess. I don't know, we'll have to see about making that fit flush, but I think it was, I did that because it was so, was at such an angle. Alright, let's get these out. Those two. Big one. What size is that? That's not a 17, 14. On the back side of that. Let's see. Oh, it might be a 17. That is a 14. Let's see what we get this out without having to. I remember putting that in that tight. There's just no way, no way. I don't know if I can get a. Get a socket in there. I think that was a wrench only. Jesus. Ah, there it goes. Broke the zip tie. Yep. Let's put a new zip tie on that. That thing was in there, that's for sure. All right, let's get this cover off. Get this gate hose back there again. not worried about the gasket because I do have another one. But you can reuse those if you need to. I'll go ahead and pull this gasket off here. I did silicone that on there pretty good, I think. Oh yeah. So you can reuse these if you want to. Just make sure you put a silicone RTV, around this part on the head. But I'm gonna go ahead and just throw that aside. As I don't think I'm gonna use that one again. All right, I need to drain the coolant, and I can leave the oil for now. But she's a pretty clean motor. I mean, I don't see much wear on those cam lobes. See if I can sneak this out of here. Probably should just take the carb off and all that right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that because I need to get to that stuff. So I'm about to fill out the air compressor, get some air in there. We'll come back. Let's go ahead and get this coolant out of here. I hate doing this because that's engine ice is expensive stuff, but I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do, so. Find a funnel. Actually, let's use a water bottle. I just use this little plastic cup to divert it back down into there so it doesn't come pissing all over me. Because got nets on here, definitely works out good. So leave the cap on, that way you don't get a gushing water fountain. It'll just kind of trickle out of here or not come out at all. So you open that cap. Once the cap is gone off, it is like Niagara Falls. A little trick I learned after making a mess the first time. Just get a water bottle, put your lid on it, cut it off at the top. I hate doing this because I just replaced this coolant too when I did those hoses. But it is what it is, unfortunately. Don't be fooled, because when it gets to the end, it's going to start squirting again. Just let that drain out a little bit more. I think when I'm gonna take that case off, I'm gonna tilt the quad this way so it's back and it's not gonna run down on my skid plate, because I know that oil is just gonna make a mess in there. And then always do yourself a favor and just put the bolt back in there, because if you forget, you're just gonna end up with problems. You're gonna end up with coolant all over the ground again. All right, that is that. These hose clamps are what size? It's like 6, 7. They are 7s. So like I said, I don't like how this is touching the exhaust, so when I put this back together, I'm going to shorten this down a little bit so it comes down lower. These hoses, I mean this bottom one is really long. I didn't really, I already cut it once, but that. I'm just gonna set the cap back up on here. And we'll get these hoses taken off. Amazing how quickly there was crust on there. Set these aside. I need to get this exhaust off. I need to get that top clamp off. I'm hoping I can leave the back pipe on, but I think I'm gonna have to take it off. Probably just be easier to take it all off anyway. There's no point in fighting everything. I will leave this hose on here. Just push it out of the way. It's not going to be a pain in the butt to deal with. So. Steering stabilizer, I'm gonna have to deal with that. Just push that in. I'll set that off to the side. There's really not many places I can put it, so I'll just kind of set it there. Let me get this exhaust shield off. If you guys go on YouTube and there's these guys that polish their pipes and then they heat them up and it turns them that like rainbowy color. I think that's pretty cool. I want to try that on my 2014, but kind of scared to do it because you got to polish it and you get to like the bluish purple look, and then if you go too much it kind of brings it right back to the same color, so then you got to repolish it and all that stuff again. It's a process, it looks like, but it doesn't look horrible, but I may consider doing that. All right. I need to get these springs off of here. I got this tool to do that. Hopefully we don't break a spring, because that would suck. I don't know if I can find these springs anywhere. Let's see if I can get in there anyway somehow. All right, so we'll take those off. I need to clean these up anyway, but. See if I can get this off here, because last time I tried, it gave me a problem. It felt like it was gonna strip out. All right, let's get this pipe off here. Like I said, last time I tried taking this off, it felt like it was just gonna strip out. So let's see what happens. Yeah. I think it gets tight. And then, I don't like that. Let me get some WD-40 on there and see what happens. She might just be a little dry. I don't think it's cross-threaded. I think it's just dry. Oh, that helped. That helped a lot. So I'm gonna put some anti-seize on there when I put it back in there, for sure. I don't want this dropping down and bending, so. Do I got a clamp on there? No, this stuff springs. And I gotta get that lower one. And of course, I don't think I have the right one over here. Nope. Oh yeah, get the nut on the back. Oh no, the 03's in. I think it is off. And we'll go ahead and see if we can twist this out of there. Probably not going to be an easy task. I'm going to go ahead and just slide this off carefully. This thing's gonna wiggle off for me. Oh yeah, it's coming. Sounds like quad porn, huh? Oh yeah. Damn, she's tight. Oh. Just about there. Oh yeah. All right, I think we can take the exhaust pipe off now. So swing you guys back around over here. And let's get this pipe off. I believe that is a 12. Tight. A little heat gets to it and it's all, no. Oh man. Come on. Feels like it wants to break. I don't know if I'd be better off on the other side. I know where that one went. All right, let's get this pipe out of here. Get this flange loose here. If I remember correctly, I think I was able to get this pipe in here without having to take stuff off, but I'm not certain. But if that's the case, I'll just push it out of the way for now until I can get the head off, and then we'll that is down. Like I said, I don't remember if I was able to get this out or not. It seems pretty tight, but I don't know if that was my other bike. You know, I'm not hitting nothing at this point. It's just hitting here. So, I may just have to take the head off and just make sure we put it back on after the fact. 'Cause I don't want to have to take the radiator out and all that. So, I think it's got to have the head off in order to get it off. It won't twist any other way. Well, can we get it up? No. This exhaust is a lot tighter than the other one. Alright, so that'll be there. And then I'm going to go ahead and empty this coolant out. Fill that. Sure. More fluid will be coming down. Towel. All right, let's get these cam caps off and get these cams out of there. I'm really not worried about the timing chain dropping down, so I'm going to go down there, check the crank and all that, so should be all right in that aspect of it. And then I'm going to drop her down a little bit so I'm not having to stand up a little bit. Get this thing down a little bit. That should work for me. I'm not hunched over, but at the same time, I'm not reaching over. All right, so I think I'll set you guys right here. Drop it down a little bit. And we're gonna get these cam caps off.